Emma Woolf is here. Very good morning to you, Emma.
Good morning.
Let's kick things off, shall we, with Sir Keir Starmer, or Sir Keith Starlin, as some people like to call him, who's apparently smashing the gangs one person at a time. Check this out.
It is good news that today a man suspected of being a significant supplier of small boat equipment has been arrested. Criminal gangs have been getting away with this for far too long. I want to thank the UK National Crime Agency, along with their Dutch and Belgian counterparts, for all their hard work and their crucial role in this investigation. It's exactly what we want to see. And it shows that our approach of working with international partners to smash the people smuggling gangs is bearing fruit. In just over 4 months since the election, we've rapidly set up a new border security command, bringing together key agencies to disrupt people smuggling gangs.
Sorry, it's gone. This is like have you seen this, the movie The Departed?
Yeah.
Where they decide that they're going to go after the mafia guys, right? And they go, we're going to marginally disrupt what it is that their criminal enterprise is. So they're not smashing it anymore. They're just marginally disrupting it.
He's standing in front of these United Kingdom flags to make this major announcement.
And basically the major announcement is they've found some Turkish bloke who apparently supplies
small
boats.
boat equipment. It may not even be the boats. It may be bits and bobs.
But apparently it's a significant piece of the jigsaw. The jigsaw might be 500 pieces. But they've arrested one guy. Also, excuse me, this is a man who went to the Speaker, as far as we know, to ask for every single politician in the House of Commons, dutifully elected by the public, not to mention anything about the Southport trial, not to mention anything about what might have happened there, in case it prejudices the trial. How is it possible that he arrests a 44-year-old suspect who's accused of shipping dinghies and engines from Turkey, storing them in Germany, and then moving them to northern France? How is that not prejudicing his trial?
Well, I think that's a really, really good question, and I hope you pursue that one, because I think that he may be in breach of that. Why is he talking about it now?
Well, you can't have two different rules,
You can't have two different rules.
If you want to have absolute and utter sort of radio silence before somebody goes to trial, fine. But then that has to apply everywhere, doesn't it?
And secondly, it seems to me that this guy is just working for a load of other people.
Yeah, of course he is.
He's supplying some engines to some random warehouse on the way, and he's literally Keir Starmer is announcing that as though it's a major breakthrough in the plan to smash the criminal gangs. Give me a break.
Yeah, I know. It's pathetic, isn't it?
That is how desperate he is. This has taken him 5 months, and they've got one bloke.
They've got one bloke, and he's
who they probably shouldn't be talking about.
And he struggled to say even smuggling of the gangs. This guy's apparently going to be extradited to Belgium to face trial for human smuggling, so maybe he feels that because he's being treated abroad, that'll be a different thing. So basically it seems as though he's only arrested this guy because he got information from Belgium, right? So
and that's taken since the election.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. Meanwhile, in other news of people being arrested, 3 police forces were called in, it turns out, to investigate Allison Pearson, the Telegraph columnist who was visited on Remembrance Sunday by 2 police officers to be told, we're investigating you for a tweet that you sent a year ago, which may or may not be a hate crime incident. We can't tell you what it's about.
Wouldn't even reveal what it was.
We won't tell you what the tweet was.
As though what? As though she was a highly dangerous, flammable substance. I mean, what is going on here?
I don't know.
Totally inappropriate. Visiting her at 9 o'clock on Sunday, on Remembrance Sunday.
Exactly.
I mean, the public institutions should be observing Remembrance Sunday. So it's unclear whether it was a non-crime hate incident or whether it was inciting racial hatred. Meanwhile, Starmer, just to go back to the hypocrite-in-chief, refused to sanction Dawn Butler over racial incident, racial hate crimes, when she said Kemi Badenoch was
a white supremacist,
effectively.
In blackface.
And yet the police are allowed to go around to a journalist's house. A journalist, this is about free speech as well. She's not even a politician.
I don't want them to arrest Dawn Butler. I don't want them to arrest anybody. I don't want them to talk about that. But according to the Daily Mail this morning, Keir Starmer was last night told to police the streets, not the tweets, after he backed controversial investigation of non-crime hate incidents.
Well, of course he backs them, because this is what this whole thing has been about for months now. Is cracking down on free speech and going after wrong things. And, Mike, it's not as though we don't have crime rife across this country. It's not as though the police don't have enough to be doing. Shoplifting, violent crime, guns, knives on the streets, rape, all sorts of things, drugs.
I mean, apparently Prime Minister came under fire after Number 10 said he supported police action to capture data on incidents and comments which are not serious enough to constitute a crime. Meanwhile, front page of the Times says children are among thousands of people being investigated by police for non-hate crimes. Forces recorded incidents against a 9-year-old child who called a primary school classmate a retard, and against 2 secondary school girls who said that another pupil smelt like fish.
Well, this is
isn't that what you do at school?
This is what you do at school.
You slag people off, you call them retards, you know, you give them a bit of a kicking every now and again.
Of course you do.
And sometimes you get a kicking. You don't get the police round.
And these are primary school children. This stuff is so chilling. This is about kids, A, experimenting with insults and language and friendships and falling out with people. And, of course, if there's some violent, you know, altercation in the playground, you need to get the teachers involved. Right. But if kids are calling each other names and the police are getting involved...
What if I call the police retards, as I did last night on Twitter?
You may have done.
Right? Does that mean I'm likely to be arrested? You want to come and get me and drag me out the studio and tell me that I've committed a non-crime hate incident?
Well, it's getting to that level where you don't actually know what you're allowed to say, jokingly or not. You don't know what you're allowed to retweet.
Well, I know what I can say.
I think it's really serious.
I know what I can say. I'm going to say whatever I like. And if they want to come and arrest me and drag me into a police station, then good luck with that.
But do you want to end up in prison?
I don't care.
Do you want to be held
I will
for
not
3
stop
nights
saying no.
overnight,
I will not stop saying
like
what I want to say.
Swafford?
I don't care. I'm not going to stop saying what I want to say because of these, you know, Gestapo-like police who think that they can come and tell me what I can say. They can get stuffed, quite frankly, and I can give them another mouthful if they turn up in their uniforms to drag me out of the building.
It's the idea that children as well are being arrested for this stuff. Absolutely
totally
appalling.
Mad. I mean, Chris Philp, the Shadow Home Secretary, former policing minister, said these examples are obviously totally absurd. Pursuing these sorts of incidents is a total waste of police time. They should be concentrating on criminals. It risks having a chilling effect on free speech, one of the fundamental values of this country. I mean, who do they think they are, these plods?
Classroom incidents that do not amount to a crime are not supposed to be recorded, nor those involving journalists expressing lawful views with no hostility. These are insults. These are insults between kids. This is language.
My lawful view is that the police are retards. How about that? I'm just going to keep saying it until they come and take me away. What do you think?
Well, it really worries me, though, Matt. I know you're having a laugh, but we also know that what we've seen in the past few months is actually this weird, creeping Orwellian state that we're living in. And it's been shocking to see people like Allison, people like Bernie being arrested and held, or Allison being investigated, but Bernie being held in prison for 2 or 3 days. You know, it just, I don't know. And I'm like you, I say, come and get me then. But I don't feel I can say that anymore.
Right.
And
well,
that really,
and I think
worries
it's important, actually, that people like us do say that. Because I think it's time. When you start to fold and go, actually, you know what, I'm not going to risk it, then you're playing by their rules.
I know.
And their rules are not my rules, and their rules are not rules that have been given to them by anyone other than their ridiculously even more retarded police management people.
And this is how stuff like, terrible things, I'm not going to mention anything, happen because people can't speak out because they're scared to speak out. And then we all just pretend that it's all okay.
And then, of course, the government continue to do the things that people get upset about. We only yesterday had a councillor on from Altrincham in Manchester where a load of young men, single men who have come to this country illegally are being housed in the Best Western Hotel next to Altrincham School for Girls without any consultation with the local community, and they were told, by the way, don't worry, it won't upset your ability to see a doctor, because when they see a doctor, they'll be seeing private doctors who are being brought in especially to look after them in case they feel in any way, you know, put upon.
Meanwhile, you've got
that's why people get upset.
Teenage girls and young women going to school next to these kind of places.
Right, and being leered at, being sort of, you know, shouted at,
possibly threatened.
Being possibly threatened.
But if you say stuff like this, then you're labelled as racist. It's a problem, isn't it?
Right. Now, I got this from Marco in Swindon. Brilliant once again from Keir Starmer, smashing the smuggling guns. I wonder if he had hostages for breakfast this morning with a lovely £22 billion black pudding. There's a guy who can't even make a statement without getting it wrong. Have a look.
To smash the people smuggling gangs.
To smash the people smuggling guns. He's literally turning into a character from some kind of comedy show.
He's being asked to read out about 10
words. Let's do it again. It's brilliant. He can't even say the smuggling gangs. Come on.
To smash the people smuggling gangs.
What a complete and utter retard. Sorry, come and get me. I'm going to call him that. Why can't he speak publicly?
Free the sausages.
Free the sausages, the smuggling gang, gone. I mean, you know, dear me. We've got loads going on, lots more to do. Keep sending your voice notes to us. Emma Woolf is here. Here's this one from Alan in Merseyside. Starmer says he doesn't want to interfere in people's lives. He's caused more turmoil in my life in 3 months than in any of my previous 75 years. Freedom of speech is important to me. It's important to everyone.
Yep.
You know, I grew up in a place where people could say what they wanted,
yep.
right? There was always going to be a room for people who were stupid, who would say horrible things, but you would let them say horrible things and show them up for what they were. I'm not interested in the police coming to me and telling me what I can say and what I can't say.
You let people say stupid things, they're idiots, then everyone laughs at them.
Right.
You let universities express controversial views, and you explore those views, and people form their opinions.
Right.
And usually on the side of right, or on the side of kindness, or on the side of common sense.
Yeah.
It's such a sinister situation that we're in at the moment.
It is.
And I genuinely mean that I'm frightened to do what you do, which is retweet funny stuff and call the police retards and stuff, which is what I would have done a year ago without thinking about it.
I know, and a lot of people, of course, are doing the same thing.